Well, Pacelli and Boomer, they're grizzled and gray, talking about Star Wars from back in the day. Got a talk show called Geeky, and it's true, spinning old tales about the stuff they went through. From Atari to Shrek, they know every line. Geeky has been feeling just fine. Late Savvy's got a lightsaber, swings it with pride. Boomer's got a game, but plays it deep in the night. They're ranting about He-Man and old X-Men too. On Geeky Geezer, they're the nerdiest crew. Talking Transformers toys, they twist and they turn. Singing blues for the geek life, their hearts still burn. Oh, Geeky Geezers, they're living the dream. Talking comics and movies, they're busting the scenes. From Battlestar reruns to D&D lore, they're preaching the gospel of geek evermore. Pacelli and Boomer, they'll never grow old. Geeky Geezers with hearts made of gold. They're sitting in the studio, mics turned up loud, reminiscing about Super Friends, feeling so proud. Pacelli loves Spider-Man, Boomer's for Hulk. They argue about Star Trek with passionate both. From Betamax tapes to their old D20s, Geeky Geezers where the nostalgia flows. They got fans in the chat, from the young to the old, tuning in to hear stories that never get cold. Talking Ghostbusters, proton packs, toys in the box, and Saturday mornings with cartoons that rock. Pacelli and Boomer, they're keeping it real. Geeky Geezers with that old school feel. Oh, Geeky Geezers, they're living the dream. Talking comics and movies, they're busting the scenes. From Battlestar reruns to D&D lore, they're preaching the gospel of geek evermore. Pacelli and Boomer, they'll never grow old. Geeky Geezers with hearts made of gold. They're singing the blues for the games that they play, for the VHS tapes and the arcades that pray. But the spirits are young, though their hair's turning white. Geeky Geezers keep the nerd fire alight, so tune in each week to the Geeky Geezer show, where Pacelli and Boomer let the good times flow. From X-Files to X-Men, they're dropping the news, singing praises of geek life with them old blues. Pacelli and Boomer, forever they'll be. Geeky Geezers living wild and free.
Blake 7 and Babylon 5? Yes, Lynn Green, because, of course, they're like the two of the franchises we haven't had destroyed yet. Right?
Haven't ruined yet. Yes, exactly.
We do have a special guest tonight. First of all, let me just introduce the show. I'm your host, Aged Boomer. This is my co-host, Pacelli.
Hello, hello.
This is our other co-host, Netter of Netters Network, also known as the Geezette.
Good evening.
And up top is our special guest tonight, Deleted Scenes.
Good evening, everyone.
And he is here for the annual Oscar talk on Geeky Geezers, where we talk about all the nominations, all the noms, nom, right?
Nom.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sure Troy's going to be excited for that thing.
I started looking over that. I don't normally pay attention to that, but I was looking at the article you sent me, and I'm like, okay, some of these sound interesting. Oh, that sounds terrible.
It's a mix. That's one the thing about the Oscars. I mean, even in the past, ever since they went to these, how many nominations do they do for Best Picture now? Is it 9?
10.
10.
Jeez.
That's right. One year it was 9 because they couldn't come up with a 10th. Which,
you know what I think they should do is like take the directors or the actors or whoever is in these that are being nominated. If there's going to be 10 of them, put them in a ring and let them fight, and the last one standing wins. That's what I think they should do.
I think that's a capital idea myself. But I don't know. I remember years back with the Oscars. I remember, what was the year? LA Confidential, Titanic. There were a few others, As Good as It Gets, Good Will Hunting. That was a good year.
That was a good year. Yeah.
For I forgot what the fifth one was. As Good as It Gets. That was the comedy, because they would even nominate comedies every so often, which I thought was interesting. Right. But anyway, I'll say hi to the chat though. Here we have Last Call. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You will see us on Friday for that. Have a great show, Geezers. Hoping Sinners does well at the Oscars this year. I still need to watch Sinners. It's on my to-watch list, along with many other things. Nigwa Severus, yay, let's do this. JPRPH1, welcome. Connie Cleary, welcome. Tired Midnight Blogger, welcome. JPRPH1, I think I already said that. Netter of Netters Network.
Hello.
Oh, and Netter of Netters Network. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, only 136 more subscribers needed to become monetized. Oh, thank you. Okay.
There you go.
And, be sure to make sure you're subscribed to everyone on the panel tonight, because you never know. Sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe you without you knowing about it. But let's see here. Enigma Severus. I think I already said hi to him. Marc Malnekoff. Kapla. Here I am. And you know what that means, right? Kapla?
Yes, it means success.
I thought it meant howdy.
Well, it is used as a greeting, but there isn't really a word like hello or goodbye in Klingon.
Nuknek. What do you want?
Nuknek would be what do you want. That's usually how you greet somebody. So, yeah.
Remember the episode of TNG where Worf had to be in the holodeck with his son doing the Old West thing? The Wild West thing?
A fistful of datas, yes.
Yes, I remember that one. I like that one. Worf kind of liked that scenario because he got to beat guys up in the bar, right? Remember that?
Right.
He's like, oh, actually, this is rather. I'm rather enjoying this. For that,
Mark sent me I don't think it was AI. I think it was a fan made comedy sketch of the USS. I don't remember what it was. It takes place in the Next Generation, and it's all Scottish people. And with the really, really thick brogue. You really got to listen to understand what they're saying. It's very clear they're trying not to enunciate too much. And when one of the officers is missing, they can't find him. The captain goes down to the holodeck, and he's in there starting a fight. And he goes, and I'm translating from the Scottish, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I was down here just playing some pool and, and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, carry on." And he, okay. And he starts the battle up again.
Funny. Could you understand what they were saying?
I had to listen to it a couple times.
Scottish is hard. I love the show Shetland, but I gotta watch that with captions. I'm sorry. Babylon 5 actor Peter Jurassic Londo will be on Sci-Fi Snob Channel this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I didn't know he was still alive.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I know.
I would have said something if he'd passed. I met him at a convention here in the Chicago area, and he was just so nice,
Geek Flag. LA Confidential was nominated for 9 Academy Awards in 1998. Yes, see, I remember that. I remember when that was. I remember going to the theater on my own to go see that. Just for some guests who doubt my age. I'm just saying. Okay. Netter Troy Boomer, deleted scenes. Welcome, PJ. Thank you for showing up here. Okay.
Hey,
all right.
PJ.
And I think we'll get this as Troy would say. Well, I guess it's not a Carnival wagon tonight because it's not Friday, but
right.
You guys staying warm?
Yeah, because we're not going outside.
Yeah.
We went out. We went out yesterday because we had to. I had to pick something up in the city, so I had to not only go out in the freezing cold, but I had to drive into Chirac. But we made it out okay, and we made it home before it started snowing. And we never got hit real hard with bad snow. We got about 2 inches, but it's not terrible. And we're just staying in, staying warm.
I gotta tell you, it's a little chilly outside where I'm at too. 70 degrees. Yikes, man! It's just.
Shut up.
I'm gonna
shut up.
All right, let's break
you might have to put on those half sleeves and maybe a windbreaker.
There you go.
I think Boomer confused the PJs. Is it PJ 01961? Because that's Penny.
Oh, my mistake. I thought it was PJ Orville Nation.
Penny.
Okay.
Yeah, not Orville Nation.
My mistake. Okay, well, you're welcome here as well, Penny. Anyway, if you
you absolutely are, Penny. We love seeing you here.
Anyway, if you bring up the presentation.
Welcome back to membership, by the way. We saw that you got gifted a membership the other day.
Enigma Severs went outside today, slipped and dropped on the second step outside my door. My knee got a good bruise, but I got my work.
Man.
I'm glad you're okay, man. Watch out.
Oh,
yes.
That sucks. That really, really sucks. I know exactly how it feels. And by the way, thank you so much, Enigma, for the DM. Just asking how Netter and I were. That was really, really nice of you.
Thank you. I like Mark's comment. Cowards. I went out in the blizzard today and watched trains. Not only got some good photos, I made the storm respect me.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I suppose you did.
Do Klingons have trains?
Don't even know if they still exist in the Federation by the 23rd, 24th century, to be honest.
It's interesting you say that
there would be.
Because I was reading one of the Babylon 5 novels
back
when I tried until I gave up on those. But the Earth of the future on Babylon 5, they had trains on Earth, but these were like super fast trains. Get you from like New York to Orlando in like 20 minutes or something. Like they had trains on Earth.
I am guessing that by the 23rd, 24th centuries, neither the Federation nor Klingons would have, dedicated trains on rails. That seems just so archaic when you've got teleportation technology.
Well, they didn't have teleportation on Babylon 5, so I guess that explains
Well, that's a good point. But I'll tell you, also, there is an animal on the Klingon homeworld called the Starach that is comparable to a horse. So I suppose you could have horseback riding Klingons.
Yeah, okay, well, that makes sense. All right, you want to bring the presentation up?
I can do that.
Let's just get this over with. I'm kidding, of course. It's Oscar time. It's exciting. I remember being a young buddy.
Wait a minute.
Film student.
I don't have deleted in. So I want to acknowledge before I bring deleted into this presentation that this was done by Aged Boomer on 125 because now we're going to have deleted covering that. So
I put the dates on these so I don't get them confused.
Yes. There you go.
A reminder to myself. Okay. Thank you, Geek Flag. You made this up a while back. But no good old days tonight because we have Oscar talk. We will return with good old days next week.
So this week you're saying is the bad old days or the bad new days?
No, I listen to me. Let's not judge the Oscars. Keep in mind that when we talk about Oscars, we're not just talking about American Hollywood movies. They nominate movies from all around the world. So there might be some good stuff in here. And, there might be. Let's just get to it, huh?
Okay.
From Deadline, I love you in the notes. In Remembrance, Hollywood, the Oscar nominations.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't share that with the audience, they'd never know what I put into the notes.
All right, so updated with complete list. Sinners was a record breaker Thursday morning with a stunning 16 Oscar nominations, shattering the previous record of 14 held by All About Eve, 1950, Titanic, 1997, and La La Land, 2016. Sinners up for Best Picture actor Michael B. Jordan, supporting actress Wumi Masaku, supporting actor Delroy Lindo, director and original screenplay for Ryan Coogler, music score, song I Lied to You, cinematography, production design, costume design, sound editing, makeup and hair, casting and visual effects. Okay. Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, followed with 13 nominations, making a stellar 1-2 punch for Warner Brothers. The studio scored 30 nominations in total, tying its record number of nominations set for 2005. Indie distributor Neon and streamer Netflix had 18 noms each, while Focus Features had 13 and A24 had 11. Netflix's Frankenstein, A24's Marty Supreme, and Neon's Sentimental Value all garnered 9 nominations, while Focus Hamnet had 8. All are on the marquee for Best Picture, joining Sinners, One Battle, Focus, Begonia, Apple. Okay, let's just get to it, huh? Let's just get down to the Best Picture noms. And we'll see if we have heard of any of these, considering I run a pop culture news channel. I should probably know about some of these. Begonia and Elements, Begonia, Focus Features. Oh, this is the one where Emma Stone is kidnapped as a CEO because some guy thinks she's an alien?
Yes.
Okay, I've heard of that
one. I can understand that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can understand that just fine.
Emma Stone, okay, yes. F1, I like that one. That was the one that was directed by, what was the
from the Joseph
Joseph Kosinski. I wish I would list director. Just okay.
Yeah.
Joseph Kosinski, who directed Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
And he also directed Top Gun Maverick. So there you go, Disney. You got rid of him, and he goes on to do better, bigger things. So there you go. Frankenstein, Netflix movie. Guillermo del Toro. Okay.
Mhm.
Hamnet, which I watched the trailer for. And apparently, it's a Shakespeare biopic, right? Based on a novel, though. So how accurate it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Not yet.
Okay. It's about. I guess it's about him writing Hamlet, right? So
it is, and
okay.
the events, the rather tragic events that led up to that. Yeah.
Okay.
This is, of course, assuming that you believe that Shakespeare was a real person and not a nom de plume of other people.
Okay.
I'm just saying there are people that debate this.
There are people
How dare
who debate.
You, sir? How dare you?
I think there have been people who debated that about Alexander Dumas too, right? That he had a bunch of writers working for him, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Marty Supreme. What is Marty Supreme? It's A24. That sounds weird. Was that one I was just talking about? The
that was the one where the ping pong movie. Supposed to be somewhat based on a true story as well.
Ping pong movie.
Yes.
About the invention of ping pong?
No, he's trying to get to a ping pong tournament.
Oh, is this like in the 60s?
Feeling his way through something like that. Yeah.
That might be interesting. I'll say that.
Does he run into Forrest Gump at any point? You got to ask these questions.
Yeah, I guess so. One battle after another.
Of course.
I guess I should be thankful Sinners was
also known
as
Modern Birth of a Nation.
Oh man, that's basically isn't that supposed to be like about a modern version of the Weather Underground or something?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I okay.
When it blew up in their faces, they were like, "Oh, we meant this as parody." Yeah, well, the left can't meme.
No, I'm not. The Secret Agent. What is this? I wish I should have looked up the trailers. This is a foreign film, correct?
It's from Brazil and takes place during the unpleasantness during the 70s, let's say.
And it's about a secret agent. Is it like a spy movie?
From what I understand, not really.
So okay, well that's okay. It's like that old Western El Dorado. They ever reach El Dorado in it? Probably not. All right.
No.
Okay. Sentimental value. What is that?
It's a family drama.
It's a very complicated story. I actually read up on this one, and it did sound interesting to me.
Okay. It might be good. I'm not attacking most of these movies.
No.
I don't know.
It just sounds very, very complicated.
Okay. Well, maybe I will check it out. Sinners. I need to watch Sinners. It's just because I need to see if all the hype, if it lives up to all the hype. But yeah, I have a suspicion I know what it's about, but I probably don't. So, Train Dreams, Netflix.
Outstanding film.
What's it about?
Loved it. It basically follows this man through his life from the age of 7 to 80, and kind of the it's kind of the life story of this guy. His life.
Is it sad?
He's a lumberjack, and
he's okay.
And
sorry, I had to.
Yeah. And he seems and it's you follow him through his life, and it's kind of about the people that he meets along the way, and there's some good stuff, and then there's tragic stuff, but and it's really kind of a tone poem, kind of very. I would say it's very Terrence Malick-y, but it doesn't have all of the the sand beneath my feet.
The sand beneath
my feet. The grains. It doesn't have any of that, pretentious. It's like a Terrence Malick film with all of the pretentious crap taken out of it.
All right. Okay. Well, no,
Yeah.
I'll look into it. It sounds like a good movie.
Yeah.
Nico Sarah says the movie itself did feel like a ping pong match with how the guy went about solving issues as he tries to get to a championship game. Geek Flag with Nate knows Balls of Fury was better than Marty Supreme. Oh, come on.
I don't doubt it.
No, Balls of Fury. I hated Balls of Fury. That I'm watching this movie and it has Aisha Tyler and Maggie Q in it, and these are two women who I remember at the time thinking these should be leading ladies. And part of me wondered, when people complain about certain bigotry in Hollywood, I wonder if that's the case because they stick Maggie Q and she's basically the love interest for Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, and this is middle-aged Booger from Revenge of No. Anyway, Sinners was good, but it sure as hell doesn't deserve an Oscar nomination. But I don't know how good the movies are it's up against. I liked F1. F1 was good. I think it deserves a Best Picture nom. It's not going to win, but because it's too much of a crowd pleaser, I think. But I don't know.
It was the better version of Driven.
I guess so.
It's the exact same movie, just done better.
Well, no, I mean, I'm telling you, every year Hollywood, I feel like they've been doing a racing movie, and I like to go see the racing movies because I know that they probably pay big bucks to get the licensing for F1 or Daytona or whatever they're doing. So I know they're not going to try to make it something that's going to shame the organization. Mm-hmm. And they're just going to try to make a good movie that's accurate to the sport. And I'm like, well, at least it's a good race. I would take a good racing movie over a bad superhero movie any day of the week. That's where I'm at.
I hear you on that.
Because I feel like with the superhero movies, it's like, oh, this is just the nerds in the caves will go see anything. It's just that's a quote from an EA Games director about the anyway an RPG. Let's go for actresses. Jessie Buckley and Hamnet. Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You from A24. Kate Hudson, Saw Sung Blue. I watched that recently, Song Sung Blue. That's about the Neil Diamond interpreter, not impersonator. You don't call him impersonator.
Yeah.
And played by Hugh Jackman. I find it hilarious that they did a movie about this couple that did Neil Diamond songs, but they weren't Neil Diamond. But apparently Neil Diamond thought their act was cool too. So what do I know? Okay. Renette Rienzve, Sentimental Value from Neon. Okay. And Emma Stone from Begonia. Okay. I feel like Emma Stone is kind of graduating into one of the leading actresses of our time, probably. What do you think?
Well, they nominate her every time, so...
Yeah. Actor in a leading role, Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme. Oh, okay. He was in Dune, Troy.
Yeah. Yes, I know. He was
sorry.
Also in that... questionable chocolate Willy Wonka prequel thing.
I've yet to see that.
He's not bad in that.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
Was it supposed to be a prequel to the Gene Wilder movie or the or the one with Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they did. Okay, great. Okay, thanks. I cleared that up.
It tries to skirt the line and not declare which one it's actually. Yeah.
It's like the poor director who had to do the Shining sequel, Dr. Sleep, in movie form, and he basically had to make it be both both a book adaptation that was a sequel to the book, but also a movie adaptation to the original movie.
Yeah, and he did a great job with it, I thought.
Yes.
I unfortunately can't speak to that because although I do have Dr. Sleep on DVD, again, have not yet seen it.
Yes. Well, anyway, I have it digitally, which means that they'll take it away from me someday. Anyway, so Ethan Hawke.
Yes, they will.
Or they'll cut something out that they think you shouldn't be seeing that. I don't care what the director intended. The director didn't intend you to see that. Oh, I know he's on a breath, on an iron lung right now.
One of the people playing one of the kids ends up running for public office and then becomes persona non grata, so they have to remove him from the movie.
Exactly. Oh, I still can't get over French Connection. William Friedkin. Yeah, he's the one that decided to edit that out as he's on his deathbed. No, he didn't. And if he would have edited it out, he wouldn't have made it such a clumsy looking edit.
Right.
No.
That's how you can tell he didn't do it. Michael B. Jordan, Sinners, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, and Wagner Moura, The Secret Agent. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm doing actors, yeah. And Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another. I don't think they're going to give it to Leo.
No.
They better not. This is this is going to be a flashpoint, I'll tell you.
Do you know why they're not going to give it to Leo?
Why do you think they're not?
I think he didn't get nominated one year or something, and he didn't show up to the Oscars, even though he was invited. And I think they took. I don't know if it was for Titanic or some other movie. I think the Oscars took it as a slight. That I don't care if you weren't nominated, you show up. I don't care if you should have won, you show up to the award ceremony, or you won't get nominated.
Yeah,
well, he's got his already, so
he got an award.
He did, yeah. Revenant.
Well, what do I know? Revenant. Okay, never mind. What do I know? Okay. That was the one where he fought the bear, right?
Yeah.
I remember that one. Okay. Actress in a supporting role, Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value. Inga Ipsdotter
Lilius.
Thank you.
Like
okay.
That. Yeah.
Yes, you're better than me. Okay. For Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons.
Yay.
I need to watch Weapons. Maybe I'll watch that after the stream tonight. We'll see. Or maybe I don't know what I'll do tonight.
It's a roller coaster.
Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow night. We'll see if I have time. Wumi Mosaku for Sinners. And Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another. Okay. Actor in a supporting role, Benicio del Toro, who really should have been nominated for Sicario back when that came out. Don't know what they were thinking there.
They usually aren't.
Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. He'll get it. They'll give it to him.
I don't think so.
Okay, probably not. And Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. What do you think? What's your prediction, dude?
Well, my prediction is it's probably going to be either Stellan Skarsgård or Delroy Lindo, because they've been around for so long, are good in everything, never get nominated. This is going to be like the career award for one or the other. So.
I get annoyed with the whole career award thing. Because it's like you're giving an award for something you should have given an award for in years past, but now you're giving it now because you made a mistake.
Yeah,
and oftentimes what they give it to him for is something that was absolutely inferior to what they should have won it for.
I mean, like they gave it to Scorsese for
The Departed.
And don't get me wrong, The Departed's a good movie, but it's not his best movie. I mean, it was a remake of I believe a Hong Kong movie, if I recall. Yeah. So let's see here, though. Let's go to directing. Hamnet, Chloe Zhao. Was she the one that did the Eternals?
Yeah.
Okay. Marty Supreme, Josh Safdie, One Battle After Another, Paul Thomas Anderson. And to be fair, I've liked his movies in the past. I loved Boogie Nights. In fact, my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson was Hard 8. You ever see Hard 8?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good film.
I like Gwyneth Paltrow in that because she's so sleazy in that movie. It's just, and John C. Reilly's great. Yeah, maybe. There's a line where he says, "You know what they teach you at hooker school? Didn't they get the money up front? Didn't they teach that to you?" That was a line. I forget the older actor in it. He was great too. But
Baker Hall.
And Phil Baker Hall and John C. Reilly. That there are 90s movies I miss that I wish they would still make movies like that, but maybe they do, and I'm just not digging hard enough to find them. Sentimental Value, Joachim Trier, and Sinners, Ryan Coogler. Okay.
Here's where it's going to get interesting.
Yes.
I have a theory.
Yes.
I think that they're going to split when it comes to Best Picture and Director. And there are two scenarios that I have in mind. Is that it's either going to be One Battle wins Picture and Coogler gets Director, or Sinners will win and Anderson will get Director. It's going to be one where I see that happening.
Okay.
And whoever ends up losing Director, since they're both nominated for Screenplay as well,
they'll split them. Yeah.
they'll split.
I think you're right.
So
because I think they're
yeah.
both in a dead heat. Basically, I think it's one battle after another, which people like Paul Thomas Anderson's thing. Plus, they probably like the messaging of the movie. I've not seen it. I can't speak to it. I've just heard things.
Well,
Which
what surprised me was the fact that they didn't get all of them because the idea was the nomination leader was expected to be one battle and not Sinners. And I think that's kind of the first clue that maybe they're starting to, maybe we need to back off of our support from this film and just not go full on. Like they made the whole big, they kind of stepped on themselves last year with Amelia Perez in
Yup.
giving that movie 13
oh,
nominations. And that movie honestly did not deserve a single one of those
I
nominations.
forgot about that.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but and I think I think there are people who are smart enough to understand a few of them who are smart enough to understand there's a backlash now. Nobody is falling for this crap. They've burned too many bridges, and I just talked about this on my show, especially in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
burnt a lot of bridges, and I think they realize now that their ratings are going to be in the tank.
Do you think we're going to get any speeches that maybe have nothing to do with movies?
We will absolutely get speeches that will
They
have
can't
nothing
help
to do with
themselves.
movies.
They
No,
absolutely
they
cannot
can't.
help themselves.
They can't.
Okay, so international feature film, The Secret Agent.
Hmm.
It was just an accident from France. Okay, one's for Secret Agents from Brazil, France. Sentimental Value from Norway. Sarat from Spain, and the voice of Hind Rajab from Tunisia. All right. For animated feature film, we have Arco, Elio from Walt Disney. Not Walt Disney. Walt Disney's ceased. He wouldn't have made that movie.
No.
That's Pixar. Oh, that's just K-pop Demon Hunters, Netflix. Little Emily or the character of Rain, G Kids, and Zootopia 2. I'm just going to call it. It's going to be K-pop Demon Hunters
Yeah.
because and I'm not even saying K-pop Demon Hunters doesn't deserve to win. I'm just saying with the animated movies, they tend to pick the most popular. It's like the opposite with the Oscar with the regular Oscars sometimes where they go for the more obscure movies. For animated, they always go with the popular because I that's just been my experience, but I don't know. Documentary feature film, The Alabama Solution, from Andrew Jarecki and Charlotte Kaufman. Come See Me in the Good Light, and Apple Original Films from. Okay, so Cutting Through Rocks. You hear of any of these? Speak up if you
A
do.
couple of them. Yeah.
Okay, it's on Apple. I could probably watch it on there. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Do you think I is Mr. Nobody going to get on stage and start railing against? Okay, and The Perfect Neighbor, Netflix documentary, message pictures, and associated with it. What is The Perfect Neighbor about?
It's a true crime murder
Ooh,
mystery. It was on Netflix.
oh, that sounds cool.
It's probably the most popular of the nominees. But they don't always go for the most popular of nominees when it comes to the actual award. It's probably the front runner right now. Um, and since they have "Come See Me in the Good Life" in the Good Light nominated, we're looking at the possibility of frickin' Tig Notaro getting an Oscar. Um,
Wow,
I'm still trying to get my head around that one, but yeah, I think The Perfect Neighbor's probably going to win
probably
that
going to take
category.
it.
Yeah.
The Perfect Neighbor. That's interesting. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
good to
thinking
know.
of giving it a look. The only documentary I saw was actually a movie that did get shortlisted, and it was called "The Age of Disclosure,"
Okay,
and it was all about the government covering up UFOs, of course, and this group of people who are trying to bring everything to the light. And then and through the whole movie, there's all this evidence and there's stuff that the people of the earth need to know. And what is it? Oh, it's classified. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so it's just like, then what the hell are we doing here then? You're just spinning your wheels.
No, I wanted to say it was a weather balloon.
Well,
Right.
Just say
they come just close to doing that.
there's a wonderful line in what was it, Apocalypse Now, where one of the guys asks, "Are we in Cambodia right now? That's classified information. We're not supposed to be in Cambodia." And he just the way he says it, it's like
Yeah.
Mhm.
you're not even pretending to lie well with this. It's
Right.
like, that's where they
Exactly.
are. Oh, that's a messed up movie, Apocalypse Now. Okay, writing original screenplay, Blue Moon,
Mhm.
from written by Robert Kaplow. It was just an accident by Jafar Panahi. Marty Supreme, written by Ronald Bronstein. Sentimental Value, written by Iskel Vogt. And Sinners, written by Ryan Coogler.
Mhm.
Who's going to win writing for original
Sinners.
screenplay? Okay. All right. Moving down. Writing from adapted screenplay, Begonia, screenplay by Will Tracy. Frankenstein, written for the screen by Guillermo del Toro. Hamnet, screenplay by Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell. One Battle After Another. Train Dreams by Clint Bentley. I think they're going to give it to Hamnet. What do
They
you think?
could. Yeah, I think that's possible.
Hamnet was
I'm
based on a book, I think, right? A
Yeah,
fiction book.
and it's. I'm actually kind of hoping that's the category where they throw the bone to Train Dreams, but yeah, it's probably going to be Hamnet. Yeah,
Okay. So, Begonia, was that a book or was that a
it
theatrical, like
was.
stage play?
It's a remake of
Oh, it's a
a
remake.
Korean film called "Saved Green Planet" or something like that.
Oh, I've heard that title before,
Yeah,
actually. Okay, it's good to know. Music, original score. We have Listening Birdman. Okay, this is your wheelhouse. Begonia, Jerskin Fendrix. He probably has all these soundtracks already. Frankenstein, Alexandre Desplat. Hamnet, Max Richter. One Battle After Another, Johnny Greenwood. And Sinners, Ludwig Göransson. Okay. And for original song, I think this is more Troy's category, right?
Yeah, but I don't know modern music.
Let's
I'm
see
old
here.
for it.
Dear Me from Diane Warren, Relentless Masterclass.
You,
Golden
you
from,
you had me at Diane Warren. Give it to her. She deserves it.
yes. I have a question, Steven. Are they going to be doing live performances of these songs?
to my knowledge,
Because
I haven't heard anything about them.
didn't they
Not. I
scrap
don't think
that
they've
last
announced it.
year?
No. Yeah, but there's always a backlash when they do it.
What were they
Um,
thinking? People like that. That's one of the reasons people tune in,
yeah,
is to see those live performances. And then they did some Bond medley, didn't they?
yeah. I mean, if because they always go, well, people always say the show's too long. Well, if you could maybe cut back on the political speeches and
Yeah,
just
exactly.
you would have time for the
Or
song.
have
Maybe
us.
just engage your brains in what people actually care about. If you want people to tune in, that is.
Why don't they just do a separate Oscars ceremony for the other categories, and they could have that on streaming, and you could just watch it if you wanted to
They
see like the
probably
shorts and things like that.
they probably might,
Okay.
because in a few years the Oscars are going to be here on YouTube.
Golden
And
from yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, on YouTube. That's right. Well, I'm surprised it
Yeah,
isn't already.
yeah.
Uh,
I know.
oh, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. If they do a live performance of that, they'll get people tuning in. I'm just
Yeah,
saying that's very popular with the youngins. I
that's
Lied to
going to be your
You.
winner. Yeah,
Okay, I Lied to You from the Center soundtrack. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verde, and Train Dreams from the Train Dreams, music by Nick Cave and Bryce Desner, lyrics by Nick Cave. That might be good. I might like that song actually. I like
I
Nick
love
Cave.
that song.
Yeah.
There's
So yeah.
actually a music video for that that's very well done.
Okay.
That's on YouTube right now. You can check it out on Netflix's site.
I'll look for it. Okay. Casting, you have Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Secret Agent Sinners. Cinematography, Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Train Dreams. I'm expecting some of these categories, if either Sinners or One Battle are in them, they're probably going to be the ones getting it, right?
Likely. Yeah.
Okay. Costume design, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners. They'll probably give that to Sinners. Production design, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another. Okay. I'm not going to go through every one of these. Makeup and hairstyling. Sound. F1 should get sound. Come on.
Yeah.
I saw that on the big screen. It felt like I was there. Please. I remember the one year when they were interviewing voters, Oscar voters, and they were saying like best special effects, and someone was like, I don't really pay attention to the effects. I understand that, but you have to vote in the category, and you have Interstellar up. Please vote for that for best effects, please. Let's see, visual effects. We have Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World, Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. Okay, live action short film. Okay, Butcher Stain, Friend of Dora. I'm not trying to sound mean.
I can't help you there.
People pay attention. No one ever sees these shorts. People
No.
have argued it would be clever if they were to actually show the short film in one of these awards that wins in one of these categories, so we could see it.
Yeah.
Like we've animated short films. Okay, and I guess that's where it wraps up. So yeah, what are your thoughts, Netter? I'm kidding. Sorry, you've been quiet.
She follows it like about as close as I do.
I used to follow this more closely, like when I was younger. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's like, frankly, I could not care less. Yeah,
Okay.
basically, what these shows are is you buy your way in.
She's not wrong. She is not wrong.
If you pay the high price, you get the award. Some chintzy little statue that you get to put on your mantle and go, look what I won, that you paid for.
It's all a big Hollywood circle jerk.
I thought that was Golden Globes. I'm kidding. We're paid. Okay.
Well,
It's all
Yeah,
of
well,
them.
yeah.
that's
Avatar nominated for costume. It's effing CGI. There were no costumes.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got the little kid with the breathalyzer thing on his face. You know, that was pretty neat. If the show was entertaining, no one would care how long it was. You notice people don't care about the Super Bowl going over, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. What's happening? Let's see. Anyway, I guess Rust wasn't nominated for anything.
No, and more importantly, Warfare didn't get nominated for anything either, and that was an excellent film.
Warfare.
Yeah.
Okay. Never got to see Frankenstein. I will give points that it's actually going to get a physical release on home media, which I find shocking, as I thought it was a Netflix exclusive, but maybe it's only for them to stream, right? Okay, so there we go. All right. Any final thoughts, Troy, Stephen, about this?
Well,
Nope.
like I said, there are some snubs. I would like to have seen Warfare get nominated at least for something, at least for sound, if nothing else. Joel Edgerton, I thought, got robbed for Train Dreams. He absolutely deserved to get nominated. So did William H. Macy. I would have liked to have seen Black Bag for screenplay. Maybe Weapons getting a couple of more nominations. But yeah, it wasn't up to me. And let's face it, the fix has been in from very early on that the movies that were going to be nominated got nominated. So it's going to be either One Battle or Sinners for Best Picture, like it or not. Life of Chuck got snubbed, which is again an excellent film, and related very much to Train Dreams. They tread some of the same ground. But yeah, out of the Best Picture nominees, I've seen Train Dreams, F1, Frankenstein, and I think there's like one other. Oh, yeah, and I've seen Sinners, but that's really it. And honestly, of that four, Train Dreams is the one I would go with. Um, a Sinners, good movie. But to be the most nominated movie ever, no, it's not. It wasn't worthy of that. Um, and this new category of casting, well, what constitutes good casting? How did they come up with the five movies that they did, other than to give those films extra nominations?
I would have liked Hugh Jackman for Song Sung Blue. I mean,
Absolutely.
they did give it to uh oh,
Kate
never mind,
Hudson.
Kate
Yeah,
Hudson, but I would have liked to have seen him up there. Plus, he gets to sing in it, so that's kind of neat,
yeah.
I mean,
And that was
just
again another movie that should have gotten more love, perhaps even a Best Picture nomination.
yeah. Oh well.
It's that good.
Final thoughts. It'll be a roulette game based on whoever was able to kiss the correct fannies. Well, maybe.
Well, that's true.
Pretty much.
Uh,
Yeah.
Let me see. Good Boy
Um,
was my favorite film this year. Then
Good
Sinners.
Boy was
Then
great.
Weapons.
Yeah.
I don't think they saw any other films from this year. And there's always a joke that if it gets released too early in the year, they forget about it.
Well, yeah.
I've heard
Yeah,
that happen.
that's true.
Because I know they have a cutoff date. So, like, if a movie gets released next month in February, it could be the great one of the greatest movies ever made, and they'll forget about it by the time nominations come around. So I
There's
don't
something
know.
to be said for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
The one exception to that rule was Silence of the Lambs, which was
that's
actually a
right.
January film,
That was an
and they
oddity. Yeah,
remembered it all the way to the end of the year, um,
movies had.
and
Yeah,
deservedly so. It was an excellent film, great adaptation.
there's only one thing I don't like about Silence of the Lambs. I think the intro credits are terrible.
Okay.
They're these big blocky letters, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what's going on in the film. Can you get those
Right.
off the screen? That's
Right.
what I'm thinking. I'm like, can I'm not joking. I've seriously wondered, can I get like a separate DVD release where they just remove all the titles and actors, because they're not even like the normal smaller letters where it annoys me if they're on screen too long. It's like, can I get to the movie already? I don't need to see all the credits. Like, there's
Yeah.
actual interest. Like, I was watching The Mask the other day. I love The Mask, and it's like I keep seeing we're already in the bank with Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz talking at the desk, and they're still having little credits pop up. I'm like, no, get that crap off the screen. I think they're better about
Yeah.
that now. It's
Here's the situation. They have to do this. There are rules
I know.
that they have to get them out there. But yes, you're right. They could be a little bit more intelligent about how they do it.
They make a title sequence. People like title sequences, and you can fit the
Right.
credits in there. They do it in the Bond movies all the time. They
Exactly.
could have done something with The Mask, with like made it like an animated cartoon or something. Anyway, it's okay. Mask, which never got nominated for anything, I think, right? But oh well. But I think Mask did, not the Mask. Okay, I
Right.
guess that's it. You have a winner predictor. You said that you're going to split the difference, right? That was your prediction.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a split in picture and director, and screenplay's probably going to be one movie or the other. Adapted could again be Hamnet, could be Train Dreams. So I still think there are a few categories that are up in the air, but I think the main ones are, I think, pretty much locked. I think supporting actor, like I said, is going to be either Stellan Skarsgård or Delroy Lindo,
Okay.
because you have two actors in that category who have won before, and they're going to look at Jacob Elordi and go, he's a kid, he'll be back, even though he's great in Frankenstein. He plays the creature. And
Right.
yeah, but decent list, honestly, but
Better than last
no
year.
real surprises. Better than last year, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I am just so at sea over the political nature of everything that it's like I believe this is going to be the lowest rated Oscar telecast of all time. I mean, I think it was a smart move not bringing Kimmel in, because that would have just knocked everything into the negatives.
Yeah.
I think I think it was a smart move getting Conan O'Brien. Not that he isn't in a little bit of hot water over
Yeah.
some current events himself, but
Okay.
which
Because they had the Kevin Hart controversy a couple of years ago, and they didn't have a host that year, which I thought was ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll find out. I think he's better than Jimmy Kimmel, right? He's
Well,
funnier.
anyone,
I
just
I mean,
about anyone's better than.
I was
Jimmy
terrified
Kimmel.
it was going to be Colbert hosting it or something. I was like, okay.
No,
all right.
Colbert's too busy helping foul up Star Trek. So,
Well, yeah.
They used the word hangry on Star Trek.
Oh God.
That's what he says. He says,
What's ridiculous about that is they don't. It's like they're not self-aware enough to realize if you're setting a story in 300 years in the future, colloquialisms are not going to be the same. Maybe stay away from them when you're doing sci-fi. But these are the kind of people that wrote for Gilmore Girls. So, what do you expect?
I don't know, though. The writing on Gilmore Girls was better. Like, they need to be thinking.
Well, no, it was great when it was contemporary, with stuff they knew.
They should be thinking of Richard and Emily doing the dialogue for Star Trek.
Right.
I mean, it's
exactly.
Just, not Lorelei.
Exactly. Exactly right.
All right. I guess we're going to go to the regular news. Like I said, the listeners, you have to drop out at any time. Feel free, but you're welcome to stay.
Yep. I'm with you.
Nintendo stock sees 33% drop despite record Switch 2 sales. Here's why investors are worried. I had originally
wonder why this would happen. This has got to be such a shock. Why? There were no signs.
Okay.
Listen.
I had originally sent this to you last week, and I was like, I just don't care. That was but everyone's talking about it, so now I got to talk about it. Nintendo is facing a sharp market correction with its stock down roughly 33% over the past 5 months, even as the company celebrates historically strong launch for next generation hardware. Yeah, the Switch 2 did sell. I didn't buy one for reasons, but it did sell well. But let's get further in this. The Nintendo stock drop has puzzled casual observers, but investors appear increasingly uneasy about what comes next for the company. They're worried about this year. Shares of Nintendo closed to nearly whatever that is in yen, 9,950 in mid-January, marking a steep decline from the highs reached in the second half of 2025. The pullback comes despite a successful debut of the Switch 2, which began the fastest-selling console launch in Nintendo's history, moving approximately 3.5 million units in its first 4 days. Because people who said they weren't going to buy one went out and bought one. I'm sorry. I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Wrong.
On paper, the Switch 2 launch should have reassured investors. Nintendo even raised its internal revenue sales forecast for the system to 19 million units for current fiscal year, up from the earlier estimated of 50 million. However, markets tend to look forward, not back. While launch demand was strong, post-launch momentum appears to be cooling, particularly during the crucial holiday period. They did not do great over the holidays.
Nope.
You could get one for a better price. I think they were down. Like you could.
I want to underscore what that said. The crucial holiday period. People don't even really think about how crucial holiday sales are in retail. Important. For all the people that complain up and down, it's August and they're already putting out Christmas stuff. You do not understand how important holiday sales are to retail.
Yeah. And it's very important for companies too. That they call it Black Friday for a reason. It's to get your company in the black. And what shocked me about the Switch 2 sales is it wasn't even that the Switch 2, that the Switch and Switch 2 combined. The Switch and Switch 2 were fewer consoles sold than just the regular Switch last year. That means your new console and your old console combined didn't match your old console last year, which I thought was kind of shocking. But again, I had no desire to buy one for obvious reasons, which I've gone into before. But thin 2026 software slate raises red flags. Yes, because people buy game consoles for games. Hasn't stopped Microsoft. I'm sorry, I'll be good. I'll be good. Another factor weighing on Nintendo stock drop is uncertainty around the company's 2026 software lineup. Yeah, people buy these things for games. While Nintendo has announced several titles, there is a noticeable absence of a clear tentpole release on the scale of Mario Kart World and Legend of Zelda that could anchor the year. Historically, Nintendo's strongest financial periods are driven not just by hardware, but by blockbuster first-party gains to sustain engagement and drive software sales. At present, investors appear unconvinced that Nintendo has revealed a must-have title capable of reigniting momentum later this year. Yeah, you need to stop acting like the Wonka factory and tell us what you're working on.
Right.
If you are working on anything, which is probably why they're worried. Beyond content concerns, Nintendo is also facing external cost pressures. Memory prices, particularly DRAM, have surged as artificial intelligence companies aggressively purchase supply, tightening availability across the tech sector. This has raised fears that console manufacturers may be forced to absorb higher production costs or pass them on to consumers. And I think this is going to hit all of the console manufacturers and even PCs.
Yes.
And I think from what I heard rumored wise, Sony had prepared for this by buying up a bunch of this stuff in advance, but even they'll have to at some point face the market realities of this. And I think Nintendo has not prepared for this at all. Even Nintendo, which is typically conservative in its planning strategy, is not immune. The possibility of Switch 2 price increase has become a reoccurring concerns in market analysis, especially if elevated component costs persist through 2026. And I'm sorry, it's already at $450.
Yep.
And $500 if you got the bundle with Mario Kart. And it's no, I'm not paying that. I mean, when I was a kid, your portable game console was the Game Boy. It cost $90. We're now up to $450, and I'm sorry, that's not just inflation. That's an increase. I'm not going to bring a $450 thing on the school bus if I'm a kid.
Here's the other thing that, and I think this is where my bias on toy sales comes into it, because in a way this is just an advanced toy. Okay, let's be honest.
Yes, no, it is a toy. Yes, yeah.
And they are doing what has been happening in the action figure toy line market for way too long. They are going for nostalgia.
Yep.
And they are going after the adult gamers. And in so doing, they are not getting the kids playing these games. And they're gonna suffer later when the next generation goes, yeah, we never played these games. We don't give a crap about these games. And then no one is buying games.
A couple years ago, I would have argued against this, but the way Nintendo is acting now, that is how it feels. I think that there is this thing known as, much like the Disney adult, there are the people have said this online, not me, but I've heard people call that the Nintendo adults.
And let me be clear on this. I don't want anyone to get the impression that I'm saying you shouldn't cater to that market. You should cater to all market.
Yes.
You should go for the nostalgia bait. You should sell toys to the adult collectors, but at the same time, you should be making stuff for kids. So it's the same reason you don't strip a forest and leave bare ground, right? If you're in the timber market, right? You plant new trees so that later you can go back and harvest the wood again. Otherwise, you're basically strip mining and making sure that in a generation or two, you put yourself out of business.
I have an idea. And of course, I don't. You tell me in the chat if I'm crazy, okay? But
well, you are crazy, but not necessarily about this.
Okay, I got one of those Lego Game Boys. It's a Game Boy that's a Lego. It's a Lego replica of a Game Boy, and I put it on display on the children's department at my library. And from what I heard, the kids are actually looking at it and they're finding it interesting. And I'm thinking, well, why would they care about that? This is an old thing. But no, the kids are actually kind of curious about the retro stuff, the retro game stuff. I think Nintendo could not saying the exact same Game Boy from 1989, but they could re-release the Game Boy, maybe in a slicker form. Maybe you have like over 1,000, maybe 2,000 cartridges made for the original Game Boy, and you could do it where you could release like a classic version of the game, just like in the original Game Boy on the same cartridge, or you could play like a newer version with newer graphics, right? And you could probably make this thing cheaply. It probably wouldn't take up a lot of RAM for these old games, right?
Right.
And you could charge $30 a pop for them, and it could give the kids something to buy that had the Nintendo characters in them. because they can't afford to buy the $450 console portable hybrid.
And let me tell you something else. You hit on something that's key. You go back a couple generations in gaming, and it doesn't take as much RAM. You could put more RAM in than they had back then.
Yes.
But still way less than what games call for today, and still come out ahead. And everyone is happy. The old time gamers are happy.
You get their Game Boy again, and then
It's
the
even
new kids.
better than I remember.
Yes.
And then you get the kids playing it. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Like basically with the Game Boy games, I would do like you'd have the black and white version of the game, or maybe they could make it a color version, so you could choose between both. That way you get the nostalgia, but you also get and it would be the exact same game. It would just look a little better in the other thing. And
right.
And I think that could sell. I think they could try it. I don't know if they're going to, because what Nintendo used to do in the past was they used to have their portable systems and their consoles. They had both. And with the Switch, they basically decided we're just going to combine the two into one. And I thought that was very clever at the time. You could plug it into a dock, play it on your TV, or then bring it on the bus with you or whatever. Trouble is, now it's gotten, I think, prohibitively expensive. It's now $450. The original Switch was $299, $300.
Right.
You need a cheaper alternative. You need something that mom and dad, they'll buy their kid this. They're not. I'm sorry, parent. Not in this economy. They're not paying $450 for a console. They'll just give them. They'd probably sooner buy them an iPad, right? I mean, so just.
Or you know what? Just play games on your PC.
Yeah, but another problem with the PC though is that the chips for the PCs are getting more expensive too. That's another problem.
Yes, but you can make the argument that everybody needs the PC in the house. The kids need it to game.
Right.
The parents need it to work. The
like the old days of the Commodore 64.
Right. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I hadn't even thought about that, but you're right.
How are we out of RAM? RAM should be built by hardware and technically failing. No one has explained to me how the AI is stealing all the RAM. They're just gobbling it up, dude. Apparently there are.
Do you understand how much computational power AI takes? You probably don't. It is ridiculous. It takes so much energy,
yes,
and so much processing power. That's why.
In his defense, I think a lot of us are getting used to this idea. Like, I had no idea until like a couple months ago. Like, wow, this stuff takes up a lot.
It's kind of like, okay, here's the best way I can explain it to you. We did a watch party on Netter's network of 4 rooms. And the last story in it was Quentin Tarantino basically playing himself, doing a little party with his friends, and he's serving them all Cristal, the most expensive champagne there is. And he gets pissed when he realizes someone just left it out to go flat. And he starts pitching a fit about it. And he's like, what, do you want me to open another one? He goes, no, I don't want you to open up another one. Because, for you guys, it's all fucking free, right? Well, it's kind of the same way with RAM. You go to Grok and you ask it a question, you get not only all this research, but all of its citations and all this other stuff. And you're like, okay, great. That was easy for me. Yeah, you have no idea how much processing is happening behind the scenes. And you're still getting, oh, wait, that's not what I was asking for, because it doesn't really understand me.
Well, here's what drives me crazy. When you do a Google search now, though, it gives you this AI answer. And like, I don't want that. And half the time it's wrong.
Yep.
I've seen AI answers where like you're confusing something with something else. I know this isn't right. And it's like, yeah. Anyway.
People are forgetting that this is not a sentient being that is understanding you. It is really no different than Google ever was. If you don't ask it in a way that the machine is going to understand you, you're not going to get the answer you're looking for. Netter's doing a search for me to try and find a Migo scale Inverness Cape. Well, it may not understand what an Inverness Cape is. She might have to say a Sherlock Holmes style cape in a scale sized down to a 9-inch action figure.
In some ways, it's not all that different when you're trying to ask it to make an image and you have to keep tailoring what you want because it's not understanding.
There's a great example. How many times do you get something that's absolutely perfect? And how many times do you get something where someone looks at it and goes, oh, that looks like bad AI,
Yeah. Nintendo releases free Dixie Kong update for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I own a copy of Donkey Kong Country. Yes.
Is this a girl boss Donkey Kong? This character?
She's been around. She's been around since 19.
You shouldn't be saying that about a girl.
She's been around since
I don't need to know her body count.
She's been around since 1995. All right.
Well, okay. All that tells me is she's legal, but she's gotten around.
Yep, she does wail on the guitar though when she wins the stage though, so there was that going for her. She wears a beret. You notice how she's wearing a beret because young women at the time.
Because she's a radical.
But she wears a beret because girls in the 90s, young women were wearing berets all the time, and
you find it in a secondhand store.
And because it's Nintendo, they don't update. Okay, anyway.
Well,
can I just say something about this? I already said that I owned this game. I bought it last year in January, okay? And now because I own this, even on the original Switch, you're getting Dixie Kong in the free update. So I just want to say, hey, Sophia, I have Dixie Kong. I don't need you anymore.
Wow. That's your comparison, huh?
Should I saved it? She's a blonde, too. So there. Never mind. All right, I'll just read this.
Different species, my friend. That kind of worries me about you.
Okay. Anyways, anyway.
You gonna tell me now you're into bestiality too?
Oh,
what the heck,
no,
man?
Let's move on. Okay, let's move away from this. Nintendo has released a free update for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, introducing new playable content, including Dixie Kong and technical improvements for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 consoles. Software update version 1.1.0 become available on January 2026 and can be downloaded at no additional cost by players who already own the game. So this is a good thing. But I will put a caveat on this. When this game was released a year ago, there were many complaints that they felt Nintendo did sort of a rush job on this. How there were certain effects and certain things that even looked better in the original Wii version. And they're like, well, why does this? There were like little nitpicks all over the place. Well, apparently with this update, they've now fixed all those graphical issues and everything else. And now the game looks really good and it plays how people wanted it to play from a year ago. They threw in an extra playable character and I think they even put in a time trial mode. So
you're saying this is almost like mea culpa, where me bad.
Yes.
We fixed this for you, yeah.
In my opinion, this is not a point in Nintendo's favor, but now it's no longer a point against them. I appreciate the fact that they realized there was an issue and went back and fixed it. So good on them, and it's cool. You get to have Dixie Kong in the game. Dixie can sort of fly. She twirls her ponytail around. It's like a helicopter. Do you understand? So,
oh yeah, like a double-bladed lightsaber. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, she was first introduced in Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest. I
don't like that.
Don't call it Diddy Kong's Quest. People get that confused. All right. He's on a conquest because the original Donkey Kong has been kidnapped by Captain K. Rool, this crocodile villain. Okay, and you and
not
Dixie.
To be confused with a Diddy party.
His name is Diddy. No, not that Diddy. So now I'm wondering who had the name first.
Well,
now I don't know now. Okay, anyway though, Diddy Kong's whole thing was. He was introduced in the original Donkey Kong Country. He's like a Donkey Kong fanboy, like his biggest fan. So he's like a sidekick character in the game that follows you around. You can play as him. And like, he's not as powerful as Donkey Kong, but he can do other things. Do you understand? So it's like, he's the Tails to Donkey Kong Sonic. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
If you ever played the Sonic games, Tails was your companion in that as well. Well, he did say she gets around. I don't know. I don't Google anything, Diddy. Well, definitely don't do it at work. Boomer is the father of the Planet of the Apes. Oh, no!
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, let's move on. Actually, Donkey Kong's girlfriend was Candy Kong, and she looked more like she's wearing, like, the swimsuit, and she has, like, the big red lips or something. Like, they made her look more like the... I don't know. And never mind. Let's move on. Let's stop talking about apes, okay? Before I get into trouble with this channel. Former Nintendo of America president Doug Bowser joins Hasbro's board of directors. You excited? He left Nintendo.
I just find this so funny that Bowser, right? I got to go mute for a second. I'm sorry.
Sure. I'll read the article while you're gone. Following his retirement as president and CEO of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser has now joined the board of directors for toy manufacturer Hasbro. This news comes directly from Hasbro itself, with the firm confirming the appointment of Bowser alongside Carla Vernon, CEO of The Honest Company, a digital-first consumer goods company founded by actress Jessica Alba. What? Hasbro, of course, is much more than a mere toy manufacturer, and owns the trademarks and products of Kenner, Milton, Bradley, Parker Brothers, and Wizards of the Coast. The latter company is responsible for the ludicrously popular Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons with huge brands like Transformers and GIO. Here's what Rich
Yeah,
Stoddard...
I'd like to know why Magic is still so popular, considering if Hasbro doesn't like you, they send the Pinkertons after you. The fact that there's still Hasbros out there supporting that company, you guys make these problems for yourself.
We are delighted to have Doug and Carla join our seasoned and dynamic board of directors. Doug and Carla bring extensive leadership experience across consumer brands and franchise management. Their expertise and guidance will be invaluable as Hasbro continues to execute its long-term innovation and growth strategy. Well, does that give you hope?
No. I'm very not happy with Hasbro, and they just keep doubling down on bad decisions.
Yeah, to be fair, Robert Infinite Realms, there was a joke when Bowser was replacing Reggie Fils-Aimé as the president of Nintendo of America. Keep in mind that Japan still runs the show, but he came on, and Bowser was announced as president, and then Bowser comes out on the screen, and then Doug Bowser said, "No, they didn't mean you." Okay, it was a little joke. You get it?
That is kind of funny.
Yes. Yeah, they have fun sometimes. I don't know about the new Nintendo of America president. Who some people are arguing is the Kathleen Kennedy. We'll wait and see on that. But yeah, she said every dream matters, every voice matters. That was her speech recently.
Well, it's fine if you say something like that, as long as you say, every voice matters, but every voice can be ignored as well.
Does the voice of the people wanting a more affordable Nintendo console and a dream of having it be $400 or less matter too? That's my question.
Apparently not.
Okay, moving on to... I picked a sad Rayman because there wasn't a good picture to go with the Ubisoft. He's sort of like Ubisoft's mascot, who they've done nothing with in recent years because it's Ubisoft. Why pick a fan favorite character to bring back? He's sort of like their Mario. Ubisoft shares plummet after Assassin's Creed maker unveils reorganization. It's been a disaster over there. I heard employees are so angry they're just mass quitting.
I don't blame them.
Which I find kind of shocking. The Prince of Persia team put out an apology saying that the Sands of Time remake will no longer be happening, which I was kind of looking forward to because that was my favorite game of the 6th generation of consoles was Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, and now it's not happening. Ubisoft shares plunged 34% on Thursday after the makers of Assassin's Creed video games announced a major organizational shakeup alongside plans to shut studios and Act 6 games. The changes come following years of stock price decline following the pandemic. After delays to major releases and financial struggles, the company, which is listed in Paris, said is expected to make an operating loss of around 1 billion euros, 1.17 billion in the financial year ending 2026, following a 650 million euro write-down caused by restructuring. It would consider selling assets, Ubisoft said in a statement Wednesday evening. Today's market environment requires that group step changes how it is organized and operates. Yves Guillemot, founder and CEO of Ubisoft, announced in a statement the portfolio refocus will have a significant impact on the group's short-term financial trajectory, particularly in the fiscal years 2026 and 2027, but the reset will strengthen the group and enable it to renew with sustainable growth and robust cash generation. Ubisoft said studios in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Stockholm would close, with restructuring in those in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, Helsinki, and Malmo, Sweden. The company expects cost-cutting measures to save 500 million euros and bring fixed costs to 1.25 billion euros on a run rate by March 2028, compared with 1.75 billion in financial year ending 2023. On the bright side, I heard they actually patched Star Wars Outlaws, and it's a lot more playable now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's playable, except for the content, because nobody wants it. Yeah, this is blah, 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 corporate speak. We're rearranging the cookies on the plate to make them look like more. But the reality is we're not going to address the fact that our products are too expensive and nobody likes them. So they're not going to buy them at any price.
Yeah, they kept doing those tiers for Outlaws where you wouldn't get the Job of the Hutt mission unless you paid like how much for the game? It was like this. I don't understand too. I thought they said, "Oh, we're restructuring or we're selling stuff to Tencent." Was it Tencent? It was some Chinese conglomerate, and it seems like none of that has done anything. They're really hurting. Like a year after Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws, which I noticed you had no interest in.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, but I feel bad for poor Raymond here.
Oh,
I always
by the way, I
the
did
Rayman
look
games.
at it though. I did look at Star Wars Outlaw. I checked out the soundtrack for it. I noticed that the title was just copied from something else. But let's just move on. Let's not talk too much about that.
Okay. The title, huh?
Or the theme song, yeah. They just recycled something.
Interesting. It was the Superman theme.
Well, no, not quite, but
new Supergirl teaser. First look at Jason Momoa as Lobo.
Okay, I'm gonna say right up front, this is them doing the only thing that anyone actually cares about in this Gunverse, and trying to jingle keys for people because nothing else is of any interest to anybody.
Yeah. So it is going to be played by Jason Momoa. We read those rumors, right?
Yep.
It's weird having.
They actually listened to some fan casting and said, "Oh, let's do something that the fans actually want."
Momoa is stepping out of his trailer and smoking a cigar in the short clip. Someone off camera asked Momoa if he has any comments about playing Lobo, to which he says, "Finally." A couple of scenes feature Momoa playing Lobo follow with his characteristic laugh. Oh, this was at the last year. DC Studios co-head James Gunn teased Momoa's performance as Lobo. On the anniversary of Lobo, I can't help but think of a text I received from Jason Momoa on the morning it was announced. Peter and I were the heads of DC Studios the day Jason and I first discussed joining DCU as Lobo. Gunn posted on X, the micro blogging platform formerly known as Twitter. Thank you. I didn't realize that's what it was. Gunn continued.
I mean, you can say that. That doesn't make it true.
Gunn continued. I loved watching Jason bring him to life, and I can't wait to share that with all of you. In the text exchange, Momoa says, "Effin' Lobo," to which Gunn replies, "Dude, I've said you should be Lobo for years. No lie."
Yeah, he was poorly cast as Aquaman. Fans have always said he would make a perfect Lobo. Unfortunately, he's going to kind of steal this show. And once again, you're going to see a Supergirl movie for Lobo. Just like you went to see a Superman movie for Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner and every other character.
I wonder if they're going to do lots of crypto peeing in places he shouldn't pee in this movie.
Well, they did in the trailer.
Well,
so...
no, but they'll do that, but they'll do it like 10 times in different parts.
Yeah.
Kind of like the goats in that Thor movie they did. Anyway, Jason Momoa was perfect to play Lobo, but his makeup looks worse than cosplay. His makeup actually looks like makeup, and that's supposed to be his skin. You're right. I don't think it did look good from the teaser I saw, actually. Granted, they could always fix it in post, right?
Oh, God. Yeah, you're right.
Give him a nice CG face, just...
Oh, for crying out loud.
Anyone else, any thoughts on Lobo here? Huh?
No,
this one is... You just mention it, move on, because...
They did him great on Superman the Animated Series, but you'll eventually get to that. Yeah, I'm gonna kick that big red S of yours all over the galaxy. Like they figured out a way to have him cuss in the cartoon without using. It's like bragging,
even in the
things like that.
Yeah, even in the comics, he introduced the galactic swearing in DC Comics, Poozer and Frag, and it's like, and then even after Lobo started with the Poozer thing, that's when
Kilowog
started with it. Yeah, like not like he had heard it from Lobo, but like as if this was just the way intergalactic people swore. This was just a known word.
It's never a big fan of Lobo, but maybe if I were older when I read it, who knows? Well, that's the thing, though. It just takes a good writer, and a good writer and a good director can make anything good. I mean, most of the time. Ruby Hoove.
Oh, thank you so much, Ruby. Gifted a membership to
Joe's Atmosphere.
Joe's Atmosphere. Welcome back to membership, Joe's Atmosphere.
Thank you, Ruby. All right, let's move on to anything left. Steven, you excited? No?
No.
Okay. Are you over superhero movies, or is it just the DC movies you're over?
I'm over them.
What am I even looking at here? What is this? BBC to close agreeing landmark deal to produce shows for YouTube.
Everything's going to YouTube, and it's just going to make it harder and harder for the independent people that they're just going to keep pushing out so that they can make more room for the BBC and the Oscars and everything else.
The BBC is set to produce content for YouTube under a landmark deal with the Google-owned platform, which is increasingly challenging the dominance of traditional television networks. The BBC is preparing to make original shows for YouTube, which could then later switch to iPlayer or BBC Sounds. The hope is that this will ensure the BBC meets young audiences where they consume content, helping the corporation maintain its relevance for future generation of license fee payers. The YouTube deal was first reported by the Financial Times, but was confirmed to die deadline by a person briefed on the plans, which could be announced as early as next week. The BBC declined to comment. Question: will people now in the UK be required to pay the licensing fee to watch YouTube?
What'll probably be more, well, if they're smart, what they'll actually do is you'll have to have whatever the British equivalent of the premium service of Netflix is, and the BBC will get a portion of that.
It is not clear how the BBC will manage any commercial arrangement with YouTube for original series, or how the content will be funded. Okay, so they don't.
Yeah, so that was my speculation on how that would go.
Okay. Where is the BBC right now? As far as
it's in England, where it's always been.
No, I mean, like, are they struggling?
Yeah. Since their funding got shut off, they're not getting British tax dollars anymore. So yeah, they're trying to license everything out to everyone else. That's why you had that Disney deal for Doctor Who.
So are you talking about BBC One, BBC Two, or BBC Three?
Yes, exactly.
So
they got different stations.
They're finding it harder to justify multiple stations too.
Is this a villain from the Jodie Whittaker era of Doctor Who?
I have no idea, because I didn't really watch anything from the Jodie Whittaker era. Once we got to the Timeless Child, I was out. I was done. It wasn't Doctor Who anymore, so it's not made for me.
Is that Skeletor a leader of the Myrmidons or whatever? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up because that's what they do. Okay. Yeah. So the BBC stays in England. Strange. Well,
best thing for it, really. Its therapy was going nowhere.
Beloved seven. Oh wait, let me go back. Jeez. Beloved 70s BBC sci-fi series from Dalek's creator confirmed for reboot with Doctor Who director.
Yeah.
Let's dig into this. Let's
break this down. Yeah.
Let's chew on those bones, as it were. Okay, it's been 50 years now since Blake 7 first hit screens.
Damn, I feel old.
Yes, well, it was in the 70s, but fans could be in for quite the comeback as a reboot is in development. The first thing that pops in my head, you ruined Doctor Who. Now you want to ruin Blake 7, but that's just me. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Doctor Who and Last of Us director Peter Hoare has opened a genre-based production company, Multitude Productions, and has acquired the IP for the iconic 70s and 80s sci-fi hit along with executive Matthew Bush and producer Jason Haig-Ellery. Deadline has confirmed. The outlet adds that Bush would love it to go to the BBC, where the show originally aired from 1978 to 1981, depicting political dissident Raj Blake and his trustworthy rebels amid their battle with the totalitarian Terran Federation. So this is a little more interesting. This is being independently made, and they're going to try to sell it to the BBC?
It sounds like it, yeah. And given that this is a Terry Nation production and the history of what how the BBC has treated Terry Nation, this is how I would go if I was, you know, if I was involved in this at all. Yeah.
I mean, they could sell it to anybody if they wanted to. They could sell it to
True.
ITV. They could sell it to
Well, I
Amazon.
don't know if there is some sort of if there's some sort of a rights related thing that BBC gets,
First
rights
dibs.
on it or something like that.
First
Yeah,
dibs,
exactly.
and if not, they can shop it around. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
more sense to me. Horror told Deadline the Blake 7 story is legendary because they were given a softly slot that was intended for a police drama with a budget intended for one big set and a few location shoots. At the time, it felt like it meant something. Those shows got into my veins. I could tell they didn't have the money, but I was able to compartmentalize and enjoy the ride knowing that the sets wobbled. Bouch added, we're driven by our passions, but also seeing that there's a gap in the market in the UK, particularly with the well publicized dropping off of Doctor Who for genre based British IP. Multitude is also working on the TV adaptation of Luke Reinhardt's The Search for the Dice Man. Patrick Harmon's Skeleton Creek, an adaptation of a currently unnamed well known video game and a sci-fi series. So this may not necessarily be bad now that I'm thinking about it, because they are,
except for the
yeah.
fact that horror is a modern Doctor Who director, and he worked on the Umbrella Academy, so yeah, I don't have great hope for him, but
we'll see. I guess that's the thing. But yeah.
Although, don't get me wrong. I mean, he goes back a long ways with Doctor Who. He goes back to the old days. Back like 2011, 2005 even.
Okay. Well, there was some good stuff made back then. I mean,
But yeah, given the most recent stuff, I don't know what we're going to be getting. And when you consider what the story of Blake 7 is, you could go either way right now. It could be very topical and done very, very well. It could be very topical and be very, very preachy in a bad way.
Or you could just follow what was written about when the show was on. And you could also make a point that this is like a horrific future that nobody wants.
Unfortunately, one that looks very much like what we're living in right now. I want to address the question from Tree Rock Creations. I know you're joking, but it's important that I answer this because we are currently watching the original Dr. William Hartnell Late Night Tonight. So keep an eye on my channel tonight at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern. Part 2 of The Daleks from 1963. No, you don't have to be British to understand it, but those old 60s and 70s, some of them can feel a little dry. They could have been streamlined a little bit more.
I noticed this with the Pertwee era. Like when I watched that first Pertwee season, I felt like it could have been streamlined more. But then you get to the finale of the first season. I thought that was just excellent storytelling. The Inferno episode where he goes to the alternate dimension where everything's evil. Like Brigadier is evil and all this. I thought
was good. Yeah, the Brigadier with the evil Spock look. Yeah, exactly.
He had the eye patch and he didn't have and he had no mustache, right? Yeah,
right.
And he was the villain. He was one of the villains in that episode. Was the evil Brigadier from the other universe, and it was a brilliant episode.
That opportunity to play the bad guy for once.
Yeah, it was so weird because you realize, well, no, if certain things take a turn in your life and you make certain decisions, you could go down a bad path. And I always thought that was interesting, just how, like in the one alternate Earth, how Lex Luthor's the hero, if there's certain things aligned differently,
Yeah, exactly right.
But we'll see on this. I'm not ready to write it off, but I'm also not excited. Well, it'll be a wait and see for me. That's what I'm going to say.
And I'm also going to say, as a fan who's been waiting for I almost said Doctor Who, for a Blake 7 reboot for so long, it's kind of like waiting for Kathleen Kennedy to leave. I wouldn't believe it until I saw it. Same thing here. When it actually happens, then I'll have some opinion about it.
Yeah. Strand Releasing acquires Vampires of the Velvet Lounge, sets North American theatrical release.
I mean, I see this and I go, okay, I'm interested.
I feel that we were talking about the Buffy reboot a couple weeks back. This looks like the Buffy reboot. This movie right here. I'll
Yeah.
read you what it's about. Strand Releasing has acquired the North American theatrical rights to writer-director Adam Sherman's Vampires of the Velvet Lounge. The horror film will be released by the independent distributor in select markets, including New York and Los Angeles, exclusively in theaters on March 20th. Vampires of the Velvet Lounge will follow a glamorous coven of vampires in the Deep South who prey on lonely singles found through dating apps, seducing and slaughtering them to preserve their youth. But when they swipe right on the wrong profiles, a cunning undercover vampire hunter and a band of emotionally stunted bros, the hunt spirals into hilariously horrifying chaos. The official logline reads, "Blood flies, fangs pierce flesh, and the bar erupts into a glitter-soaked, green fairy-winged, fang-filled fever dream of grindhouse gore, terrible decisions, and fashionably fatal carnage." Mina Savari, Jitchin Lockman, Stephen Dorff. I feel like you have Blade movie alumni in this, and also some Joss Whedon alumni, because I forget the actress's name, but she was on Dollhouse. She's in this.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
Eliza, the other one.
The Asian girl.
She had Asian look. She's like the vampire hunter in this, and it reminds me of like a Buffy type thing. That's what I'm saying. The award-winning writer, director, and producer is best known for his critically acclaimed films, including Risk Cutters, A Love Story, She's Just a Shadow, and this game is called Murder. His films Happiness Runs and Crazy Eyes were previously released by Strand. Adam Sherman is exactly the kind of filmmaker we love to champion. Bold, original, fearless, said Marcus Hugh, co-president of Strand Releasing, in a statement. His ability to fuse horror, satire, black comedy, mystery, and propulsive style and action is truly distinctive. Vampires of the Velvet Lounge is our third collaboration with Adam, and we're thrilled to unleash this fresh spin on vampire mythology for audience to see in theaters. It looks good. Let's see. This,
I'm like I said, I am interested. I was joking about the photo here, but I am kind of interested.
That might be Mina Savari. I'm not sure, but this is a vampire story inspired by the chilling, lesser-known legend of Elizabeth Báthory. I have to remember to say her name right. People always say Bathory. I think it's Báthory. The 16th century Hungarian countess rumored to have bathed in the blood of virgins to stay young. I set out to make the kind of horror film I loved growing up, one that's wild, disturbing, darkly funny, and made for the big screen. It came alive thanks to my extraordinary cast and crew who were game to push every boundary, and I'm thrilled to finally share it. So, I don't know. It looks interesting. I don't know if you got a chance to see the trailer, Stephen, or you, Troy, but it looks interesting. That's all I'm going to say. It looks fun.
Yeah, it might be fun. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like Buffy. That's what it reminded me of, because you have the young vampire hunter, but like the vampires in this are like clubbers, like they're in a vampire club. Do you understand? So it's so. Never heard of any of the movies he's so-called famous for. Well, that doesn't mean they're bad, Geek Flag, okay?
I've heard of a couple, yeah.
Okay. I think Crazy Eyes rings a bell. But I don't know. This looks fun. I need something, man, and this doesn't look bad. And it's funny seeing Stephen Dorff play a vampire again, because he was the villain in Blade.
Right.
Deacon Frost. Ring a bell?
Oh yes.
Home again.
So it's just like this is why I just thought it was great to have both Babylon 5 and Blake 7 on the screen at the same time.
Yeah, I decided the other night after in the Blake 7 arc, I'm like, what happened to the Babylon 5 reboot we were supposed to get? So then I looked it up, and there was an article from 3 weeks ago. Yeah. J. Michael Straczynski is being upfront with fans over potential Babylon 5 revival. Babylon 5 fans are hoping Netflix's big money acquisition of Warner Brothers means the chances of a continuation of the much-loved sci-fi series will improve. But creator J. Michael Straczynski has calmed excitement, insisting that there's a long road.
Let me help you out here. It's Straczynski.
That's what I said, Straczynski. Anyway, Straczynski. Okay, J. Michael Straczynski.
Tomato.
has calmed excitement, insisting that there's a long road ahead for any positive developments. Warner Brothers owns Babylon 5, which has remained largely dormant since the iconic space opera ended in 1998 after 5 seasons. Despite efforts to get a revival off the ground, nothing new appears to be in the works, but some fans have expressed hope that Netflix may be interested in Babylon 5 should its deal to buy Warner Brothers go through. However, Straczynski
There you go.
outlined the many. I think I knew how to say his name back in the day, but it's been too long.
But he hasn't done much
Yes.
recently, so
outlined the many hurdles Babylon 5 must overcome before Netflix or any other company for that matter might greenlight its return. As for now, there's nothing in the works. The studio is contractually required to notify me if anything is put forward on Babylon 5. Straczynski tweeted, not much call has come. But would Netflix ever be interested in Babylon 5 should it come to own it? Does Netflix need a sci-fi show right now? It would have plenty of competition within the Warner Brothers library, even if Netflix decided to go down the sci-fi show route, Straczynski said. Yes, Babylon 5 is a space sci-fi show, and it's always good to have those, Straczynski explained. But the Warner IP also includes V, Flash Gordon, 2001, Barfly, Blade Runner. I don't know that it includes Blade Runner because we're getting that Amazon show. Gravity. Could you imagine that there's the Blade Runner sequel show is on Amazon and then Netflix makes a Blade Runner prequel show on at the same time? Gravity, both the what?
They're all robots. Yeah.
Yes. Gravity, both the acquisition. What are you gonna make a show? You're gonna make a show about Gravity?
Well, they couldn't call it Defying Gravity, so.
Oh, Gravity Falls.
There you go.
Yes, a live-action Gravity Falls might be interesting. No, this is that show Gravity that was on. No, that was that movie Gravity with George Clooney and the actress from Speed.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, right.
Yes.
Right.
Where she became an astronaut after her daughter mysteriously died on a playground because I guess she slipped her head and it fell on a rock. As it happens, or something.
Oh, in other words, she was killed by gravity.
Forbidden Planet is supposed to be getting a remake movie, so I don't think they're going to do that. Mad Max and the DC catalog around hundreds more. I could see Netflix doing a Mad Max TV show. That's what they'll do.
I want to get to these comments here because they're expressing exactly what I feel. Tree Rock says, "No, leave Babylon 5 alone." And Geek Flag with Nate No says, I don't want J. Michael Straczynski to make a Babylon 5. Remake Babylon 5. He's been talking about it on Twitter, and he's a woke nut job who will do nothing but screw up his own creation, let the original Babylon 5 stand. Exactly. This is the same thing that I said about George Lucas and his special editions and all this kind of stuff. Look, you made the thing. It was a masterpiece. Leave your hands off it. Walk away. It makes me think of Alton Brown when he's talking about, you do this and you do this, and then you set it on the range, covered, on simmer, and walk away for exactly 10 minutes.
I'm still waiting.
Don't touch it,
I'm still waiting for them to finish Crusade.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing, too. Just like people said, George Lucas, classic with Star Wars, Empire, Jedi, but then he put the teddy bears in there. And then you see what happens when he's all on his own doing the prequels. Maybe it's time to retire, George. Well, I think you see the same thing with J. Michael Straczynski. As after he finished Babylon 5, then he started doing Crusade, and then he started doing the Rangers and all that. It's like, just stop. You're done. The story has been told. Walk the hell away. Now he wants to reboot it, and yeah, he's going to end up ruining it. You did a great job the first time around. Walk away. You don't double dip the chip. That's what Nate says. You're absolutely right.
So what I found interesting...
You know what? Wait a minute. I want to speak to that. You do double dip the chip if you're the only one eating it, right? You sit there and you can dip all you want. You can lick the bowl if you want to because it's your own. If you don't release your Babylon 5 remake, you can do whatever the hell you want in the privacy of your own home. If you're going to be releasing it, no, don't. Just don't.
I always found it interesting how TNT made those Babylon 5 movies that took place after the show had ended, but I thought they were interesting little standalone movies.
Some of them
that
were
sort of
really,
fleshed
really
out.
good.
Yeah,
That is true.
yeah.
But like I said, as he kept going and kept going, it was like,
Anyway, I guess I don't think we're going to get anything else with Babylon 5. I think it's done.
I think it is. I think it is, and it's all for the best. And I'll tell you what. I mean, we've only got a couple more months of Sherlock Holmes. If you guys are interested, maybe Tuesdays become a Babylon 5 rewatch. I don't know. We'll see.
That might be interesting.
Yeah. And as for the possibility of a Mad Max series, my only answer to that would be Mel Gibson, 90 minutes, rated R, no CGI. That's the only Mad Max I want to see.
Well, you got an excellent point there. I would also say once it becomes a series, I would point you to Logan's Run, the series, and Planet of the Apes, the series, and any other major sci-fi film turned into a TV series. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
All right. Moving on to Universal taps Pitch Perfect director Jason Mordehel Murder, She Wrote movie starring Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but
yeah. I can just tell you this: she has no business being in anything that's a remake of someone as she doesn't belong in the same shoes
as Angela Lansbury.
Absolutely not.
I don't know. I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis vanished for a while. Now she's popping up everywhere. And
the problem is she vanished and she came back psychotic.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not looking forward to this. Is this going to be a movie or a series?
Yes, apparently it's going to be a movie.
Okay, so it'll have Marvel style humor in it, maybe.
Oh God!
Just look at how the two of them look. They don't even look the same. Like. Okay. I mean, I know they're different people, but you know what I mean. Okay. Can I just move on? Let's get to the last one. William Shatner serial post on X outperforms Starfleet Academy premiere as audience rejects modern Star Trek. There's one YouTuber I watch every so often called Jester Bell, and she's like, guys, I can't watch this anymore. Yeah. She's like, it's like, this isn't fun for me. If you really want me to watch, I'll keep watching, but I really don't want to do it. Like, it's not even worth it for the clicks. I think that's what she's saying to talk about this.
So I have a tendency to do, kind of clickbait in the thumbnails. But let me tell you, it was not clickbait that I did for the thumbnail for this particular one. I put up there, as of the time that I created the thumbnail this afternoon, the what the like ratio was on each one. And what we're talking about here is William Shatner having done an advert or whatever for I want to say it was Post Raisin Bran, I think it was. And it's just him sitting there eating cereal. And then they compared it to the watch of episode 1 of Starfleet Academy, and it's actually kind of funny.
Now I want Post Raisin Bran.
So as of yeah, I kind of do too, actually. These pictures. So this picture that you're seeing right here was the picture that I used. There was 12,000 likes of William Shatner eating his cereal, and there was 8.2 thousand likes for Starfleet Academy with 28,000 downvotes.
Because it's awful. Everyone knows it's awful. I've watched some reviews of it. It looks terrible. There's dialogue in there. Like one of the students says, "I think I swallowed my comm badge," and then the holograph says, "Doctor says already," and it's like these are professionals. Like when you go
Yeah,
into
it's like,
Starfleet,
do you this would be like you do what a show about Annapolis, right? And someone goes up to their drill sergeant and says, when the drill sergeant says, "Where's your such and such badge?" "I think I swallowed it, sir."
it doesn't make.
That's like Police Academy, like stupid.
I think they're treating it like Harry Potter and Hogwarts, and of course, it's a completely
No.
different
I
thing.
think I just hit on it. I think it's Police Academy. I think it's space version of Police Academy is what this is.
It doesn't belong in Star Trek.
No, it does not.
William Shatner destroyed the Starfleet Academy or YouTube viewership with a simple X post about the importance of fiber. The audience rejection of Star Trek Starfleet Academy is no longer anecdotal or limited to online critics. It is now clearly visible across platforms, formats, and engagement metrics. Are the leaders of Paramount the ones who Skydance guys who recently bought? Are you paying attention?
Right.
Because I keep hearing that they want to get middle America back, and they're making stuff. This is not for middle America. Starfleet Academy. You are wasting money on these shows. Stop.
Yep.
Cut the cord. Put Star Trek on the shelf for a few years
Honestly,
until you
this
figure out
is
how you're going to bring it back.
This is Kurtzman lighting the place on fire as he leaves. I kid you not. That's literally what he's doing.
The article ends, though. Legacy of Star Trek icons still have cultural power. I am very happy that William Shatner has had nothing to do with Abrams or Kurtzman Trek, and that he is still, and that Captain Kirk will always, in my opinion, be the gold standard. I know a lot of people who like Picard, but Kirk was always my favorite captain. But I do like Cisco too, which people seem to always forget that he also became a captain later in the series, so he is a captain.
Yeah, he did.
Hollywood has insisted that the future of Star Trek lies in new characters, new messaging, and redefined audience, but the numbers suggest otherwise. When a serial ad featuring William Shatner discussing fiber generates more positive engagement than a free Star Trek premiere, the conclusion becomes unavoidable. This isn't review bombing, it's mass audience disengagement. No one likes this crap. Period.
I would even go so far as to say this, especially after the last article. I think it's funny that William Shatner is getting more likes on a fiber ad than Jamie Lee Curtis ever did for Activa. Just a reminder that her between being a scream queen and becoming a woke wanker, she was hawking high fiber yogurt because middle-aged women need to poop, I guess.
Well, don't we all? But that's what you have Raisin Bran for. I'm sorry, I'm being bad.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, post Raisin Bran doesn't have the shriveled up raisins covered in sugar like the Kellogg's does. That is full
I know raisins. You're absolutely right. Yes,
naturally sweet. This seems more like a Troy cereal, but it has some sweetness because of the raisins. Yes,
I've had both. I prefer Post. Yes, I do.
Starfleet.
Although I'll be honest, I had my own raisins to it, so I got some more raisins.
It's how they prepare the raisins.
Yep. Yep. Or don't in Post's.
You could supposedly just get the Post brand and add your raisins, but I don't know if that's called.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I do.
Geek Flag with Nate says Starfleet Academy is a bad match for Harry Potter and the Orville, and it fails at both. Yeah, but even the Orville, which was basically started as, I think it started out as a defined comedy, right? This will be a comedic, and it's not Star Trek because it's its own thing. But I think it ends up being more serious than modern Trek is, right?
It has, and I'm gonna have to ask PJ of Orville Nation because I know he's got more insight into this than I do. I wonder, there's got to be a story behind the scenes. Like, did Seth like make it silly, Ted, Family Guy-ish, or Family Guy-ish to begin with, to sell the network on it, and then start moving it more towards the Star Trek kind of thing, because that's what he really wanted to do. I wonder, because that's what it feels like.
I think so.
And if that's the case, I feel like kind of a smart move in my opinion. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me in a way of how Robert Kirkman slipped Walking Dead past the comic book publishers back in the day. because he set it up as oh, it was aliens that were doing it, and they sent down this virus so we would get wiped out by these zombies, and then they could come down and take over the earth all by themselves, when all he really wanted to do was like Night of the Living Dead, but it doesn't end.
Yeah.
So, after they go through a few issues and go, yeah, it's great, but where are the aliens? Yeah, there aren't any aliens. I just told you that.
Seth MacFarlane pitched a Star Trek idea to Paramount with Kurtzman, so Seth MacFarlane said he'll make his own Star Trek. Okay, all right, that's interesting.
Good. Well, someone who realized what was happening and said, "No, I'll just go a different way. Thank you, guys."
Flappy likes Raisin Bran. Okay, I need to end this stream with a joke, okay, or a story, I should say. Little Tommy, he's a good student. He comes into his first grade teacher and he brings her raisins every day. Here's some raisins. Here's some raisins. Every day he gives her some new raisins. One day Tommy comes in and he brings his teacher an apple. Well, thanks for the apple, Tommy, but why no raisins? And he says, my pet rabbit died.
Ew.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, this has been Geeky Geezers for January.
Still better than Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, yes. I wanted to thank Deleted Scenes for popping onto this channel, and be sure to, hopefully he'll have a guest on his show, provided the weather is consistent.
We will see. My guest is apparently currently live on his own channel right now, so I'm starting to wonder if you forgot.
Okay, so but you'll be forwarded over to his if it's still happening.
Yes.
All right,
I'll be on.
Right. He'll be on regardless. So yeah.
Yep.
He can always rant about Don Lemon for another hour, which trust me, there's plenty there. So I just wanted to. Okay, so we're gonna wrap things up. What is coming up after Reserved Seats with Deleted Scenes? You're gonna have something, right, Troy?
Yes. Part 2 of the Daleks with the original Doctor. William Hartnell from 1963. I know it's late night, but that's what we do. I'm just following the way they did Doctor Who when I was a kid. It was late night Sunday night. In fact, if you do go look up the Max Headroom piracy incident. From back in the 80s, and WTTW in Chicago was interrupted during Doctor Who by a pirate that was pretending to be Max Headroom, and it's a famous. It's not even an urban legend. It really did happen. A lot of people have talked about it. But yeah, it was like 11:30 at night. Central Time during Doctor Who. So, yeah, look into that.
All right, cool. I will definitely look that up. I'm curious about that. And tomorrow night, what do you got going on Monday?
So I have a members night at the movies, but I haven't looked at what people have been. So I got a couple suggestions on my community tab from the members. What movie to watch? I'll just pick one, and that's what we'll be watching tomorrow night. We've had a lot of good discussions throughout the week on various streams about different movies, and so yeah, it'll be members night at the movies tomorrow at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, for members only. If you're not a member, remember you can become a member on my channel for as little as $5 a month. That's 16 cents a day. Are my streams not worth 16 cents a day?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I mean, especially that. Are you not entertained by this, Jamoke?
You're right.
Question, Stephen, what's going to be happening on? Are you going to be doing a mystery movie on Tuesday?
Yes. Okay. There's going to be a mystery movie night for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And
so that'll be 7 p.m.
Okay, and right afterwards, you can join us for the continuation of Firewalk with me on Sparkwood 21, and we will be doing a rewatch of that for the fan edit. So we're kind of breaking it up into parts. So we'll continue on with that.
Part 2. Yep. Part 2 of the official name of the fan edit is Firewalk with Me Teresa Banks and the Last Days of Laura Palmer.
All right, cool. And then we have Thursday, Netters Network's Thursday Things.
Yep. I haven't heard back from my the guest I was supposed to have last week. Still trying to get an answer on whether or not he wants to try again this week. If not, I'll just be me and Troy shooting the breeze and having a good time with y'all.
That is assuming that you didn't stop by on Tuesday night after Live from Sparkling 21 for Sherlock Holmes. Just saying.
That's right. Forgot about that as well. Sorry.
The Red-Headed League this week.
Y'all just gotta keep attuned to each of our networks. We'll tell you what's coming up.
I am streaming every day, whether it's a nighttime stream
or a liquid lunch.
It's Liquid Lunch every Monday through Friday at noon Central, 1 Eastern.
Okay.
So I am always streaming.
And I will be on again with Troy this Friday for Last Call, where we will be.
Yep.
If we're still going, we're going to discuss this day in January 30th in history. So it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. All right. Yep. Catch y'all later. We're going to roll the credits. Y'all have a good week. Please tune in next time. Bye-bye.
And stay right here to be redirected to reserved seats.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or
bye-bye, everyone. Exactly. Bye-bye.